Hello and welcome to your favourite art competition. Do you know there are no less than 8 definitions of the word art in the Oxford English Dictionary? After today's eat, they might have to come up with a few more.
Well, it's certainly true today's artists are a very talented bunch. But tell me, do you think they're getting younger?
You're getting younger. Hello and welcome to Sky Arts Portrait Artist of the Year. You are, though. You really are.
We're at the Wallace Collection, where 9 more artists have travelled from across Britain and Ireland to impress our judges.
Today, 6 are amateur artists. Olivia Crossman, Anna Kennelly, Irek Shakovsky, Lisa Paloffa, Roy Goodman and Sam Smith.
I'm about, I think, 98% terrified, 2% excited, but a day painting with other people is a nice day for me.
They're joined by 3 professional artists: Jamie Green, Ethar Gurup and Jackie Edwards.
Couldn't have imagined being here to paint a portrait. It's beyond words for me, really. Just thrilled and delighted.
To reach the semi-final, our artists will compete to paint the portraits of 3 new celebrity sitters.
Is there something a bit intimidating about having someone whom you're a fan?
I'm trying really hard not to think about that.
And in the 4-hour time limit, make an impression on our 3 discerning judges.
You speak very knowledgeably. You know, I went through 6 years of art education. I didn't know any of this.
You should have got on YouTube.
It didn't exist.
All for the chance to win a £10,000 commission to paint the portrait of Hollywood star Kim Cattrall for the Walker Art Gallery in her home city of Liverpool.
But which of our artists will make it through to the semi-final?
What are you listening to today?
Eye of the Tiger.
Wow, I love the idea of you sitting here painting to Eye of the Tiger.
Before any paint is put to canvas, our judges take a moment to survey the artistic talent here today.
Judges, these are the digital submissions that you chose. They're proper size and very varied in size they are.
Yeah, this one here, the face is enormous on the canvas.
The lighting is beautiful. I like the expression.
I mean, you can see the reflection of her eyelashes in her eyeballs. Have we had that before? This is our Peter Pan. He's got a compass, so we think of him as one of the Lost Boys, I suppose.
Yeah, it's beautifully painted. I love the appealing look on his face, begging us to put him through into the competition.
It's got a strange naivety to it and simplicity, and the eyes are fantastic.
One of the things that I think is great is the way that she's kept everything relatively monochromatic and then just kind of fused in the colour.
The colours are fantastic in the skin.
I think the colours are wonderful.
It's beautiful, but you really need to be working with the right tone and the right weave behind, and this all comes together absolutely perfectly.
This is not a self-portrait, obviously. It's Bennett Oakrey, and it was in a previous series. And this painter has been voted back into the exhibition by the Sky Arts viewers.
I thought it was a very beautiful piece, and I'm glad he's back. How inventive he is with different materials is always exciting to watch.
Now, how endearing is the tilt of that head?
I love the way that the brushstrokes almost go along with it. And I really think the treatment of the glasses is just gorgeous, the way that they kind of come in and out. You feel something quite tender toward her instantly.
The way in which she's put herself deep into the garden, and there are beautiful passages, like the hair that goes across the upper eye and the shadow that falls across her face.
She can't possibly use a canvas this large today?
Well,
why not?
possibly. Yeah. If you know, the paint looks like great big brush strokes, she might be getting in there.
The way she's looking at us says, I'm not a mug. So she's got a confidence about her.
She's an extraordinary realist. Look at the skin on the neck, the cuff with the paint marks on it. You know, she's grubby from the act of painting this.
Wow, look at the light on this, particularly here where it catches the beard.
The colour in the beard is incredible. It's totally unreal, yet it's one of the things that makes the picture exciting.
With paintbrushes poised, there's one crucial thing our artists need to find out: who they're going to portray.
Artist, your sitter today is nowadays a popular TV presenter, but in a former life strutted along catwalks all over the world. It's not every day you get to paint a international supermodel. Today you do. Please welcome Rachel Hunter.
In her career in fashion, Rachel graced the covers of Italian Vogue, Harper's Bazaar and Elle, before turning to presenting TV shows such as New Zealand's Got Talent and Rachel's Tour of Beauty.
I'm on this plinth here.
I'm amazed that you can keep this up for 4 hours.
Well, no, I'm just sitting in cross-leg pose. Like, it's
When you
not...
say just, to me, I would have to be carried out of here in that pose like some terrible pretzel.
The legs probably will fall asleep, but I'll stretch them out if you guys don't mind.
Have you been painted before?
No, I haven't. And the vulnerability scares me a little bit, to be honest.
Please don't back out at the last
No,
minute.
I won't.
You'll ruin the whole thing. OK, well, I hope you have fun.
Thank you.
Artists, your sitter is a breakout actress who delighted audiences with her performance in the period drama, Dr. Thorne, before going on to investigate murder in the gritty London drama Prime Suspect 1973. Please welcome the splendid actress Stefanie Martini. 26-year-old Stefanie originally set out to study art, but instead won a place at RADA, which led to her fast-rising television career on British and American screens in the fantasy series Emerald City. Stefanie, you're very welcome here. Now, I mentioned period drama, and 1973 must seem like period drama to you?
Kind of was, yeah.
Do you feel that it was different to be a woman in that time?
Yeah, hugely. I mean, it's in the script, the attitudes of her interactions with the people that she works with is very different. Her kind of relationship with her family is very different. I mean, it did feel like a period drama, but not as much as Victorian, because I wasn't in a corset.
No corsets today, I noticed. The backless fashion is in.
Artist, your sitter today is an absolutely brilliant actor. He's maybe best known for being Varys in Game of Thrones. More importantly, he used to be my lodger and he's the godfather of my child. Please welcome Conleth Hill.
Spanning a career in TV, film and stage for almost 30 years, Conleth Hill is equally at home with the musical comedy of The Producers or the dark bitterness of the West End play Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
When I said Varys, I know they were all expecting a bald head.
Well, yeah, no, it grows back, thankfully.
What are you hoping for from these portraits?
I have no expectations at all. I'm not very self-aware visually, and I kind of still get shocked if I pass a reflection and go, oh my God, that's not me, is it?
But you're a boyish 70-year-old, I've always thought that.
I've had a good life.
So, artist, how can Conleth help you out with this 4-hour task?
Just be relaxed, rest your face.
Be a great way of telling people to shut up. Just rest your face, will you?
Most important, you need to be comfortable, so don't cross legs.
Don't cross my legs.
Don't lean on arms.
Don't lean on arms.
Yeah, so... Yeah.
I think it is like a collaboration, so I think we'll have a little chat about posing and stuff and make sure we're all happy.
Are you the team captain now?
Well, I've just sort of... I've been here before.
Of course. Artists, your challenge is about to begin.
You have 4 hours to paint your portrait. The time starts now.
Nice and relaxed.
Today, 8 of our 9 artists are starting their portraits in pencil. The 9th uses paint to get the bare bones.
I am delighted to see that you draw with a colour that isn't that far away from the colour in your hair.
It's my one of my favourite colours.
It's a nice colour to work against.
Yeah, it's in the background, her skirt, so I'm probably going to use it, and hopefully it will come through.
Amateur artist Lisa Pulliver is a former nurse who's currently studying portraiture at the Heatherley Art School in London. Her self-portrait took 8 hours to paint and was intended to reflect her expression when she's painting, thoughtful and sensitive.
You've got quite a gentle character. In your self-portrait, your head is tilted in such a way that sort of compounds that. When you're looking at a sitter, do you make those sorts of decisions about her character just from the way she's holding her head?
I do try and get a feeling of something from them, whether it's thoughtful or happy. It's quite good to have an element of that in the portrait.
Olivia, you've gone off in a frenzy on this. You're scurrying around there, getting it right.
Scurrying.
Several artists use a photograph, but direct from the tablet. Why have you had yours photocopied?
Colour is really important to me. The problem with the screen is that if you look at it from a slightly different angle, you can get different colours, like in different places. Whereas like with this, like it's set. Towards the end, what I'll do is I'll look more at the sitter and try and like bring out anything that isn't as obvious in the photo.
19-year-old Olivia Crossman is an amateur artist and the youngest in today's heat. Having just completed a foundation art year at Camberwell, she's going on to study biology at Imperial College. Her submission took 20 hours to complete and is her first ever self-portrait.
One of your main loves is science, isn't it?
Yeah, I've always studied like art and science together.
And you're going to go on to
part of
study
it.
biology, is that right?
Yeah, I am. That overlap between them is like an area that also really interests me. So like,
But what's in that overlap?
so many different artists use science as their inspiration for their creation. So like Leonardo da Vinci was like
Yeah, of
at the
course,
forefront
exactly.
of that, and I guess like Renaissance men weren't just men of art, but they were multi-talented, and the way that they were able to understand facial form was through like dissection.
I like the idea of you being a Renaissance woman who is, has biology and art at your fingertips. Seems complete and also, let's face it, quite cool.
Thank you.
I'm really happy with the sitter. I really like the hair. I really like the ripples in the garment that she's got on. And she's got a great face, so every photo I've taken, it's so hard to choose between because she just sort of nails every one of them. So.
A professional artist originally from Liverpool, Jamie Green was shortlisted in last year's competition with his portrait of Ben Oakley. He won his place in today's heat after the Sky Arts viewers voted him the artist they would most like to see return.
Hello, Jamie. Welcome back.
Thanks.
So this is an aged background.
Yeah.
And her features are very beautiful and quite soft. So how are you going to make sure that you do her justice?
I like to try and find a balance between a textured, almost abstraction, and then kind of like a tight, controlled painting as well.
So you're marking it out in pencils?
Yeah, like a chalk and pencil just to get the image roughly in place, and then I'll ditch the photo and I'll revert back to staring at you for the next few hours.
I'm sure there are worse ways to spend a day.
Yeah.
Painting in different light conditions takes a little getting used to for some of our artists.
You've acquired a cap.
I have.
Why?
It's just very bright in here, and I just want to make sure the brightness isn't skewing my perception of the colours I'm using. When I was practising at home, I practised in my conservatory. I mix all my colours, they look lovely and bright, and the sun goes away, I'm left with a muddy picture.
Did you practice in the conservatory because you knew it was like this?
Absolutely, yes.
Man, you're good. And you gave yourself a 4-hour time limit as well?
I actually gave myself a 3.5-hour time limit because I thought people would be coming to bother me and talk to me for half an hour.
That's amazing.
Sam Smith is an amateur artist from Hertfordshire who in his day job is an IT manager. Sam took up art later in life. He's painted only 7 portraits, including his submission, which uses oil on a linen board, part of which is left exposed. Are you self-taught?
100%. I did go to a life drawing class for a few years, but it was more of a tea-drinking club with a small break for drawing.
Conleth is against a white background with a quite a detailed,
Yes.
technical... How are you going to work with the background today?
I'm not going to wait too long before I put some background in, because I think, like I was saying earlier about the brightness and the white, maybe skewing your perception of the colours, I think I'm going to get some white into here soon.
You speak very knowledgeably.
Really?
For a You know, I went through 6 years of art education. I didn't know any of this, so I had to find it out.
You should have got on YouTube.
It didn't exist.
The artists have nearly reached the 1 hour mark.
I've actually never really drawn a man before, like an elderly man. He's not elderly, middle-aged. There's different things that I need to consider around the eyes, and getting that right is something that's going to make or break the painting.
When you look at a person, their faces change all of the time. So when you're doing it live from a sitter, the likeness is different in everybody else's eyes. And people that know her probably would think that their likeness is totally different to what I see today, having only just met her.
I do chuck a lot of stuff out or overpaint a lot. Not really sure which this one is at the moment, but hopefully it's a keeper.
Competing for a place in the semi-final, our artists are into the 2nd hour, creating portraits of Conleth Hill, Rachel Hunter and Stefanie Martini.
Apparently, painting a youthful and blemish-free face is a real challenge, one which our artists are working hard to tackle.
Stefanie's got very smooth skin, which is great. I used to have it. But it's quite difficult to paint a single area which is all the same. So you have to invent something to make it interesting. So she may end up not looking quite as smooth as she thinks she is.
Roy Goodman is an amateur artist who lives in Cornwall. After a life in science, he has spent his retirement completing 2 masters in history of art and photography. He wanted to capture the dramatic light in his submission, which he painted from a photo.
Roy, I like it.
Thank you.
Are you happy?
I'm always happy at the drawing stage. Then there's the opportunity to ruin it.
Yes,
But
I
I'm
like to
feeling
think
good.
you're at a stage where you can make it something truly wondrous.
It's going to sing.
You work in acrylic as well, not
Yes,
in oils.
I used to work in oils, but I don't want to smell the house out with wet spirit.
That's lovely. You've turned your back on oil painting because it smells a bit.
That's it. Yep.
It's that sort of dedication that gets people through on this.
It's not always necessary for an artist to paint a portrait face on.
I find side profiles really interesting. I love this sideways glance. Just gives a different look. And I like to paint in the classical style. I normally like to bring something contemporary in, so see what I can bring into it.
London-born Jackie Edwards is a professional artist who moved to Wexford in Ireland in her teens and has lived there ever since. She likes to convey emotion in her work and wanted to capture a self-assured look in her submission. You're the person whose self-portrait had mug written on the forehead. What is the story behind that?
It's like a statement piece. I'm defiant and don't take me for a fool.
It's a very dark, atmospheric painting you've got there. Are you going to lighten up the background?
I leave it till the end, the background.
Oh, right. So it's a bit of a surprise then?
Yeah, it is. We'll see how the painting goes and how it speaks to me and, you know.
It's terrific.
I see here you're using not only a grid like this, but a diagonal grid.
Yeah.
So it's an Uber grid.
Yeah, get the drawing right is the key. So if I've got the likeness and the proportions right from the beginning, I think I'll be okay.
Arek Szykowski is an amateur artist originally from Poland who now lives in Southampton with his wife and young son. His self-portrait explores childhood games and was inspired by the way his 4-year-old looks up at him.
We loved your submission because of the great narrative. How can you tell a story today?
I'm hoping I'm going to show a bit the yoga side of Rachel,
Okay.
the spiritual side.
When we talk about something having a spiritual quality to it, we often think about lighting. Is the lighting quite key for you?
Yeah, in the background.
Yeah, it's quite bold. Will you stay with that, or will you create your own?
I haven't decided yet.
So it could go anywhere.
Could go anywhere, hopefully the right way.
Yeah, very good.
So what about Conleth as a sitter?
Conleth has got this very rich colour to him. He's got this grey hair. So the contrast is quite strong. He's sitting as though he's carved from stone. I think he's got a very classical beauty to him, though. His features are very even. I would think his likeness is quite difficult to capture because it's very subtle.
I've been surprised by how many people have told me how good looking he is today. I've never really noticed, but I looked at someone's photo of him and I thought, you know what? He looks fantastic.
Yeah. How are you getting on, Jackie?
I've got you quite dark and tanned looking, but I hope I've got a good image of you.
Now, we've got a set here that is half red and half blue, and a very unusual pose.
She chose the two colours to represent the two sides of her personality. So someone who likes fun and being a bit reckless, so that's the red, and then someone who loves yoga and spirituality, so that's the blue. And it's interesting because the artists are obviously getting something from her and feeling that they need to use the appropriate colour to the story that they want to tell. So it's great because we're actually genuinely getting very different slices of the same person.
Wait, let me try. Can I try?
Okay.
You've done it.
What do you think about Stefanie as a sitter?
I think she's really taking the job of being a sitter very seriously. The difficulty is that we know with younger people, particularly when they're very beautiful, the planes of their faces are too perfect almost. They don't have the edges and the lines that, as we mature, we develop. I think that can be quite hard for people because then what happens is that the light bounces in a very flat way and you don't see those shadows that give a sense of three-dimensionality.
The set actually looks a bit like my bedroom. It just feels very kind of magical and cosy and quite true to me, which is good.
It's not every day artists work with the distractions of a live audience, so they're using their own methods to stay focused.
Hi, Anna. What are you listening to?
Drum and bass.
Drum and bass, great, yep. I like it. So the pressure's on for you today because you've gone for a really big canvas.
Yeah.
And you have a sitter with one of our best ever poses.
Yeah, I think it's important to have the whole figure in there. It's part of someone's identity, the choices they've made in how to sit.
So you're going to be able to communicate something of Rachel through her figure as well as her face?
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
22-year-old amateur artist Anna Kennelly grew up in West London and is currently in her final year studying art at Bath Spa University. Her ultimate goal is to become a professional artist, and her self-portrait was inspired by the French impressionist Manet and was exhibited at Sweet Art Gallery in London.
One of the defining features of your submission is the background. What happens with the background today?
I'm definitely more drawn to the bloom.
Yeah. And what about pattern? Are you going to tell a story or are you going to keep it quite restricted?
Definitely been eyeing up the sleeves.
Isn't it fabulous?
There. Yeah, it's great. I'm really pleased with the sitter.
No, you've done very well. I keep expecting her to sort of levitate at any moment.
Aoife, we just realised that Stefanie's looking directly at you. Is that from the picture
From a
you took?
photograph, yes.
But at the moment, you're looking at her, so is it a combination?
I just asked her to look towards me for the photograph, so I think it's more engaging when the eyes are looking to the viewer.
And you're happy to play with that position between the phone and between the real sitter?
Yeah, it's fun.
It's fine. Great, cool. We won't worry then. That's really, really good.
Originally from Egypt, Aoife Gurub studied fine art and worked as a professional artist in Cairo before marrying and moving to London 10 years ago. She enjoys surrealist art and took 28 hours to complete her self-portrait.
Your eyes are very good in your self-portrait.
Thank you.
Are eyes important in the portrait?
Absolutely. I love painting eyes. I think they're the most engaging part of the whole face, and they just show the character and the essence of someone's soul, really. So I have to really focus on them.
Well, I love the way you've positioned her centrally, that regal use of the shoulders. It's beautiful.
She's beautiful. I just want to capture that.
Our 9 heat artists are approaching the halfway mark.
When you have unlimited time, you can kind of make mistakes and fix them, but when it's time pressured, you've really got to sort of stay on track and try not to make too many mistakes, I guess.
I'm very happy with the form of the head and I don't want to spoil anything, so it starts to get a little bit more thoughtful now, making every mark count, trying not to make too many mistakes.
What are you listening to today?
I made a motivational playlist.
A motivational playlist?
Eye of the Tiger.
Eye of the
Best
Tiger?
Around.
Wow. I love the idea of you sitting here painting to Eye of the Tiger.
It's halfway through the day's painting competition, and Rachel Hunter, Conleth Hill and Stefanie Martini have been sitting still for 2 hours. And the judges have gathered their thoughts on the progress of today's artists.
I'd like to start with the artists who are painting. Rachel.
Anna, she's doing the whole thing. She's also got the biggest canvas we've ever had on the competition.
Yeah. And think of me, at the end, I go up to the sitter, they've sat in this pose, and they unfold their legs like this, and we turn the easels, and they're all head and shoulders. I feel awful. Today, at least someone has taken advantage of the pose.
It would have been criminal if someone hadn't.
Straight on to Rachel is Jamie, and he has gone neither red nor blue, he's gone rust.
Well, it's like a Madonna of the deep with all these incredible corals emerging and barnacles that are attached to her.
I think to really feel like it's her, I think he's going to have to put a bit more care and attention into what he's doing with those pencils.
So, Conleth Hill. Let's start with Jackie.
There's something rather dark and menacing about it.
It's such a commitment to profile. I mean, it is so ultimately side-on. It looks like a large Roman coin to me at the moment. So, Olivia.
Giant, sort of bold, scratchy strokes going on all over the place, a lot of energy.
I was a bit shocked by the colours she laid down, but now this kind of light web is starting to appear, and there's some beautiful details.
OK, so then we move to the artist painting Stefanie. What about Lisa?
There's a nice likeness there, but she's not a slave to it. She can play around with it. There's lovely textures. Got something about a young, lively, pretty sitter that's just lovely, really.
There's a lot of them that are big unanswered questions.
Yeah, I feel like there are a lot of people on the edge of going, oh, it's going to get really, really good, or it's going to fall away.
Yeah.
Sitting still is just lovely because I can kind of get lost in my thoughts or listen sneakily to what's going on. Like earlier, there was a little boy who was drawing a little picture, and I kind of noticed him out of the side of my gaze. Then he gave me the picture, so I got an extra portrait too. So there's little things like that going on. I find people interesting.
I am enjoying today, yeah. It's nice to sit still. You have to hold your gut in, obviously, but I don't even know how tight they are, so maybe that's all in vain. I try not to interpret anything. I think that way lies danger. I'm just looking forward to seeing them all at the end.
I love sitting on the floor, and to me this is a very relaxed, kind of comfortable position. I'm usually kind of a little bit nosy, but I can't bring myself to look at any of the paintings right now, so I'm really intrigued. I just don't know what to expect.
Two of our sitters today are well-known actors, which brings its own challenges for the artists.
I see her performances, which aren't her, they're other characters. So to get behind that and to put something of the real Stefanie into it is another part of the challenge.
It's quite strange because it's like I already know his face like quite well. You know, I've seen it on TV a lot. I have to say he does look quite different in reality.
Is there something a bit intimidating about having someone whom you're a fan sitting so close and and doing their portrait?
I'm really trying really hard not to think about that. Like, I'm just like trying.
There are only 30 minutes remaining.
How are you going to spend your precious time?
Panicking.
Oh.
Is that because you think you've got a lot to do?
Yes. I want to work on everything and I don't have time, so I'm trying to get to pick and choose, basically.
It's like a wrestling match. You're pushing and pulling all day, and the likeness goes. Hopefully it comes back, and that it all works as a painting at the end of the day.
I'm pretty much just going to be focused on the face. I reckon there should just be enough time for me to get it to a place where I can be happy with myself.
Our 9 heat artists are nearing the end of their challenge, painting Rachel Hunter, Stefanie Martini and Conleth Hill.
I'm sort of finished, but like finishing touches, I guess, like little bits. It's really scary, like, the idea of like not being able to do it anymore.
I tend to finish on the eyes, and that's where I'm at now. So anything extra will be sort of spare at the moment, changes.
Artists, there are 5 minutes to go.
I'm trying to bring a bit of brightness into his face, but I'm not going to start doing details within the last 5 minutes.
Last minute fiddling.
I know.
How much more fiddling are we going to see? Are you going to stop?
I think.
OK.
Panicking, panicking, panicking.
Artists, your time is up.
Please put down your equipment and stand away from your portraits.
It's now time to reveal the completed portraits of Stefanie, Conleth and Rachel, and for them to pick their favourite one to keep.
Conleth, a few people have said to me today, what a handsome man they think you are.
Yeah, I don't think you all needed to laugh just as quickly as that. That was very kind of them.
Have you had a look at all?
Nope, not even a glimpse.
OK. Artists, will you please turn your easels?
Oh, God, and you tell me when they're all turned.
Open your eyes.
Wow. Wow. They're all amazing.
You don't often see yourself in profile. Obviously, you're doing your...
No, well, now I know I could be a monarch. You could lick the back of my head and post me.
Yes.
Good to know.
Make a lovely stamp.
Make a lovely stamp, yes. I love your technique. And what is it, just pastels?
Yeah, all pastels.
And definitely got me eyes.
It reminds me of you when you were a bit younger.
Well, that's always a plus. Oh, that's lovely, too.
Do you like the butterfly on the shoulder?
It's great, man.
So I'd like you to imagine one of these portraits hanging in one of your homes.
Well, I'm gonna go for this one.
Olivia.
Oh, well done, Olivia.
Thank you. Stefanie, I've got a fantasy, which is you played Jane Tennyson, the part that Helen Mirren had made so famous. Just suppose when they turn their easels round, you were on the way to being Helen Mirren. How about that?
I mean, amazing.
Artists, please turn your easels.
I love what you've done with all the blocks of the colours and how that all fits together. It's so interesting.
Now, this is face on, isn't it?
I feel like you've got my mouth. I love the colours and the drips as well. It's so soft. And I've got such big eyes. It's awesome.
This is the moment of choice.
I think I'm going to take this one.
I love how you've got everything in. It's a very private moment, I would say, that you captured in the eyes. I love the textures and the colours.
It's almost like cloud passing.
And also the turquoise dripping down into the red, it's gorgeous. The colours are just stunning, and the texture of the hair, I think, as well.
It does have a soft focus.
Very, very
Gentleness
soft,
about
yeah.
it.
Very, very soft.
So, Rachel.
Oh, God, I hate making decisions. I'm really bad at making decisions. Okay, Jamie, I have to choose that. Thank you. It's really beautiful. Amazing.
While the artists take a break, the judges get down to what they do best: judging.
It's very Disney, isn't it? It's got a very sweet, soft approach with these big eyes. And I think we picked our submission on the strength of the storytelling, and there isn't much storytelling here.
I love the way that she's left this beautifully textured canvas. It's a really nice oil study, but the face is completed enough to make me feel that I'm looking at a finished portrait. I like the colours.
I love the colours.
He'd done a fantastic drawing. The eyes are still there, and this extraordinary extension of her face in the middle. It's such a pity because there are elements of it which are rather nice.
There's something chocolate boxy about it, but I really like it.
I really like the expression that he caught of her. You know, it's very dreamy.
He found a very clever way of shifting the composition that her hair did go where the metal is corroded.
I think I preferred her more when she was the Madonna of the Deep and there were bits of coral coming off the side of her head. When she was actually, I could have imagined that she was a mermaid.
Now that I've seen this, I want to see lots more big paintings in this competition. To see someone putting down brush marks that we haven't really seen before because no one's had this big a canvas before. I really do like the way that he's put the paint down with this feathery technique. You see the soulfulness in the eyes, and then you start to realise that he's treated the paint in that way. I think he's got a nice balancing act there.
It's like he's just been caught drunk driving.
Yeah, it's the best mugshot I've ever seen. I'm immediately on his side. I'm like, right, I'm going to give him an alibi.
The scratching is exciting. It's not drawing, it's not painting, it's somewhere in between the two.
She went further round so she really had full profile.
There are beautiful passages of colour in a way that you don't see it straight away. Blues and greens and this lovely purple around the eyes.
All the judges have to do now is get the 9 to 3.
It's a great face-off, isn't it? I like
Yeah, we like this.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The judges have decided on the 3 artists they want to go through to the shortlist. And the first of those artists is Jackie Edwards.
And the second artist is Olivia Crossman.
And the final artist on the shortlist is Lisa Paloffa.
Our commiserations to the rest of you. It doesn't mean your work wasn't fine. We've enjoyed it very much. Thank you for being with us.
Well done, guys.
I'm absolutely gutted. It just wasn't my day, I don't think. Just couldn't get it right.
Well, judges, Frank and I have just been surveying some of those you didn't include, and we liked them a lot.
But I think if we'd left some of these out, you'd have been having that same conversation.
Maybe that is true. Anyway, let's have a look at Olivia.
I'm really impressed she went for a large canvas today and pulled that off in 4 hours. Her approach is very unique, this strange scratching, and it's arresting, you know, it's absolutely 100% demands you look at it.
So, Jackie?
She's readjusted her very fine photorealistic style of her submission, and she's produced this beautiful medallion-like Renaissance Medici, and it's a strong piece of portraiture.
Given that she had to adjust her style in order to work within the time frame, we're still looking at something which is accomplished.
I like what she did today more than the self-portrait, actually. I like the fact that she did take such a direct, perfect profile. We don't see that very often, but I think she's got a great colour palette, and that's what helps her.
So what about Lisa?
What I like about Lisa is she's taken the colours that were in the fairy lights behind her to create the weave or the mesh that sits in her face and her skin tones.
And I'm really impressed to see that she wanted to respond to the sitter and respond to the set, and it is about today. So what we're seeing is an artist who can do that when she's got all the time in the world, and who can do something equally as interesting and good, but in a very different context.
Is this going to be one of those days when you go into a little corner for about 10 seconds and then come out and say, we have it, or might it be a bit of a hard slog?
I don't think it's an arm wrestle day.
OK.
Olivia, Jackie, Lisa, congratulations on getting through to the shortlist, but only one of you can go through to the semi-final.
Yes, and the judges have made their decision. The artist going through is... Lisa Paloffa.
I can't tell you. I don't know how I feel. Unbelievable. So honoured. I'm just so honoured. Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you.
What a day.
I thought the winning portrait was fabulous. She deserves it. Great technique.
Oh my God.
I think that her style is what makes her painting so great. That technique is what makes the work really strong.
Lisa's our winner because she's got a great colour palette. She gets a very, very good likeness, but she tells a story with the paint. She puts it down in such an interesting way. We really want to see more from her.
I think between now and the semi-final, I might do a bit of practicing now because I haven't really done a lot of that. Get back to painting and in my studio. It's so emotional, I can't describe it. I can't begin to describe it.